Hey, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Hey, you guys. Listen, I know you guys have seen quite a bit of me today. and um, I'm not going to apologize for that. I wanted to come on and share this with you guys. Um, I talk about a lot of things. And I've talked about a lot of things today, Over the past few days, we've been talking about the election. We've been talking about maintaining your peace. We've been talking about getting it together. By the way, I did not get it together yet today, but I did get revelation. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to come in and talk to you guys about some things that you need to be aware of about yourself, about your life, as I share about mine. So first of all, y'all see I've got my I Choose Purpose Over Comfort shirt on, right? Yes. They're on sale. $20. $20. You can get your I Choose Purpose Over Comfort shirt. Let me know. I got to put together the link because I just made the shirt today, right? But I've been a little off. Been a little emotional, more so than normal. And sometimes I know that I have to pay attention to the time and the season because there are certain seasons and certain times that are significant for me because of things that have happened in the past. So I just wanted to share with you guys that it hit me tonight. Why I've been a little off. So the month of October would have been the birthday for my firstborn child, right? Um, it would have been a boy. He would have been amazing. He probably would have been like 6'7", 6'8", right? But he didn't get a chance to experience that. And that was because of a choice I made. It wasn't anybody else. It was me. I made a choice. I made the choice not to have the baby. I made the choice to have an abortion. My senior year in high school, I ended up getting pregnant and I decided not to have the baby because I wanted to be in a position where I could take care of my child, and I was not in that position. Now, fast forward 2 years later, I got pregnant again and I had that baby because, I feel like you make a mistake once. The second time, it's not a mistake, and you just got to deal with it. So, anyway, October would have been his birthday. And so every October, I get a little emotional, right? Because I would have had 8 kids, right? He would have been amazing. He would have been a basketball player. He would have been a star. His dad was a star that, was kind of eclipsed, but he was a star. And it's not just that, though. See, normally in my life, things happen in about threes to fours, right? It's 3 or 4 things that happen all at the same time. So in October, it would have been my son's 36th birthday. And this month, the beginning of this month, November 8th to be exact, is my grandmother's birthday. My grandmother who raised me, who was mama, that was mama, who didn't get to see me graduate from high school, who didn't get to see any of my children, didn't get to see me graduate from college. She never got to attend one of my graduations, as a matter of fact. And she was my heart. She was my leveler, right? She leveled me. And then in December is my grandfather's birthday, who him and my grandmother raised me, and my brother's birthday, my brother Travis's birthday. Now, there are lots of other birthdays that happen in the month of December and in the month of November, but I'm talking about the people who most impacted my life, who are no longer here. And so I get a little emotional, I get a little sensitive around this time. And I get a little sentimental and I begin to remember, right? And so I have to give myself grace. I'm really hard on myself. Like I really am. Like I feel like I'm superhuman. I can do everything and I can do everything all at once. And it's not true. And it's really unfair to me. And so I've had to learn to give myself permission to feel, to give myself permission to work through and to process. And I'm telling you all this not because this is about me, but I'm telling you this because I need you guys to understand that you need to give yourself an opportunity to understand one, what season you're in, and two, to feel what you feel, but not get stuck there. And I think that's the key. Sometimes we get stuck there, right? And so you want to feel what you feel, but don't get stuck there. Don't be stuck in your emotions. Don't do that. So that requires another level of awareness, right? So as I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you, God is talking to me. And it's so interesting when you're trying to have a conversation with someone and somebody else is having a conversation with you because every now and then you gotta stop like, um, because for some of you, that's been the thing that stopped you. You've not allowed yourself to feel. You convinced yourself that if you just don't feel, it won't exist. If you just don't feel, it won't hurt. If you just don't feel, if you don't acknowledge it, if you act like nothing's happened or nothing's wrong, or then you'll be able to just do life and not feel anything or experience anything that's uncomfortable. But today I challenge you. I challenge you to choose purpose over your comfort. Choose your purpose over your comfort. So, real talk, for all of my strength, for all of my amazingness, my brilliance, my education, all of that stuff, my anointing, all of that. At the end of the day, I am a woman. I'm a woman who's experienced things that women experience. The loss of a child, whether you choose to have an abortion or you have a miscarriage or your baby's born and your baby dies, the loss of a child is something that is incomprehensible, right? And you don't always know that. You Nobody prepared me. Nobody prepared me for that. Nobody nobody told me that I would always remember when that child would have been born. Nobody prepared me for that. Nobody prepared me for the process, and nobody went through the process with me. I went through the process by myself. And it's kind of indicative of my life. Um, all my life, like I've been that one that I'm not afraid to make decisions. I'm not afraid to deal with consequences of my decisions or own them. I'm not. I can do that. And sometimes people don't understand it and it makes them mad, but I own my stuff. I own my ish. My ish is mine, right? If I did it, I did it. If I said it, I said it. And I said what I said and I meant what I said. I just did, right? But to be honest with you, if I could go back and talk to 17-year-old me, who was pregnant while having a full scholarship to the University of Kentucky and an opportunity to change her life, if I could go back and talk to her, I think what I would tell her is this. I would tell her, you're going to make it through it. You will make it through it. It's going to be okay. You're going to come out on the other side. It's also okay to hurt. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to feel alone, but you're not alone. I don't even know if um I don't even know if we always give ourselves the opportunity to feel all of the stuff that we've experienced in our life. And this is not a video for pity or anything like that, but I was sitting here and it hit me why I was off, you know? And I wanted to share because I don't think I'm the only person. I don't think I'm the only person that has ever felt like that or maybe feeling like that right now. And so God has made my life one that is pretty much an open book for me to share with others because I have the strength to do it and still be able to move forward. Whereas some people couldn't share because they would be stuck. I know I won't be stuck, but I needed to say this tonight. And I'm thankful and I'm grateful for everything I've experienced in my life because all of it has made me who I am. It has made me the warrior that I am. It has made me the woman that I am. It has made me the boss that I am. It has made me who I am. It has made me the prophet that I am, the woman of God that I am. It has made me who I am. And to be honest with you, I remember, and it's amazing how some things are imprinted in your mind and you remember them so vividly. But I remember the guy that I was pregnant by saying, "Whose is it?" You know, that's the stuff you see in movies, right? You don't think it's gonna happen to you. Whose is it? It's who was in the back seat of that car with me. You, okay? Because I knew the moment I conceived, I knew that right there, that's a baby, okay? And it's so crazy because I wasn't even thinking about birth control. I was so caught up in him and being with him. And that was just a whole nother situation, a mess. But I wanted something. I was looking for something. And I thought that was it. But it wasn't. It wasn't it. And so I found myself in a situation where I had to make a difficult decision. And the truth of the matter is, my mom gave me ways out, but they were not ways that I wanted to take. And so I made a decision. I made a conscious choice and decision. No one made me do it. I made a conscious choice and decision. And it was a choice and a decision that I live with, right? And so then how do you move forward? Because no matter how many children I've had, none of them take his place. None of them can replace him. And I'll never know him. And that makes me sad. But what makes me glad is that I know that he's with God. There were things that he didn't have to go through, right? He didn't have to go through me and his dad having problems or arguing or any of that. He didn't have to go through being rejected. He didn't have to go through the craziness of this world. He didn't have to go through any of that. And so for that, I'm glad and I'm grateful. But to say I don't miss him, even though I never had listen, and y'all listen, this is how crazy it is. I'm at the clinic by myself, 17 years old. In Nashville. by myself. My dad dropped me off. There was nobody with me. And I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for them to call my name. And I don't know what's gonna happen. I know they showed me a video, but I don't know. And I'm scared. And I'm terrified. I'm alone. I'm trying to figure out, how did I get here? And I remember they called my name and I went back. And at this point, this is what I'm gonna say. This is gonna get graphic. So may not be for everyone. If the kids are around, you might not want them to hear it. I remember going back and I remember having put on the gown, having to get on the table. I remember the doctor was so fine. He was fine and he was black. He was fine. I was like, oh my God, he is fine. But I remember they did an ultrasound. And when they did the ultrasound, he told me, oh, it's a boy. Why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? I was like, okay. Next thing I remember is a sound that is imprinted on my brain. A sound that, like, I struggle if I vacuum and something gets stuck in the vacuum cleaner because it triggers the memory, right? And literally, the sound of a vacuum pulling apart my son. It was the loudest sound ever. It's piece by piece. That's what they don't tell you. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you that. This is what I'm clear about. I'm not the person who wants to legislate other people's decisions. This is what I will tell you. The decision to have an abortion, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that. Even though in my 17-year-old mind, it was the best solution at the time. And honestly, I will tell you, I don't know. Oh, goodness. Oh, oh my God. Mm. Oh, God. I don't know how I made it through it. I don't know how I did. I don't know how. But I think it began a life of pushing down emotions, feeling but not feeling, just doing it by myself because I felt like I had to. I didn't feel like there was anybody who could do it with me or would do it with me. So I made decisions because that's what I did, right? I owned them. I took responsibility for them. I didn't ask anybody else to assume responsibility for any decisions that I made, good, bad, and different. It didn't matter. Like, I just owned it. And um, just pushing emotion down and putting a rock around my heart. This is what they don't tell you. They don't tell you that you won't forget the sound. They don't tell you that you'll always remember. They don't tell you that your body remembers. Your body, your physical body remembers that there was a baby there in that time, and that around this time that baby would have been born, right? They don't tell you that. They don't tell you of the psychological aftermath of the decision. They don't tell you that. You know, it looks like it is the ultimate solution, like it is easy, but I still would never seek to legislate it. But what I would do is I would seek to have conversations about it. I'm talking about real conversations like this right here, this level of vulnerability from someone who's gone through it, who like literally made a choice, a conscious decision. No one made me. My parents didn't make me do that. I chose it. My mom was like, I'll take the baby. You just have it. I'll take the baby. I was like, no. If I'm not going to take care of my baby, I'm not having it. Right? And really just with my 17-year-old self, trying to navigate that, trying to navigate it on my own by myself was hard. But I did it because that's what I do. I make the tough decisions. I maintain responsibility. I walk through it, even if it hurts. I may press the emotions down. I may do that, right? But I'm going to get through it, and I'm going to get on the other side. I'm going to get on the other side of it. And I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to have conversations about it. My children today will tell you, we would have had an older brother, right? My mom had an abortion, right? Because I've had conversations with them about it. Because see, I never wanted them to be in a place where they didn't understand that if something should happen, like there's an aftermath to all of that. I wanted them to know, I wanted to honor the life of that baby that I cut short. I did that. I did, right? But I wanted to honor his existence because he existed, right? He existed and he was a part of me. And so tonight is really about just really honestly, because I've talked about this before, but there's something deeper that's happening tonight. And I know there is. And some of you may say, Dr. V, well, if there's something deeper that's happening, why not just do that in private? Because what God told me that he's going to use my private pain as a public testimony. He's going to use my private pain as a public testimony that would free some other people who have done the same thing or gone through some of the same things and they've never dealt with it. But that I was going to show them that it's okay to deal with it. Because to many people, and maybe some of you, I epitomize strength and a strong woman, right? I epitomize that independence, that strength, that about her business, like that's who I am. Like if you looked under the dictionary of strong Black woman, you would open it up and you would see me, right? I get it. But I need you to understand that strength didn't come from nowhere. That strength came as a result of pain. It came as a result of difficult decisions. It came as a result of owning those decisions. And so I lay my life bare. You see, God told me that I'm to be a living sacrifice. That means that while I'm yet living, while I'm yet feeling, I'm to be laid out on the altar, that people might be able to see, that they might be able to learn, that they might be able to use it as a point of reference for their healing or a point of reference to help their children to make better decisions, to help someone. not go through exactly what I went through. And that's my whole purpose of my life. The purpose of my life is this. And I choose what? My purpose over my comfort. And I didn't realize when I made that shirt today, I didn't realize when I made this shirt today that this was going to be the result of it. It was a Holy Ghost setup. God set me up. And I didn't even realize. I thought, oh, I'm just going to make my shirt. Oh, that shirt is going to be so cute. Oh, that's a powerful saying. But what I didn't realize, that the comfort that I was letting go of was the comfort of not really dealing with the pain that I was experiencing. So while I'm living my best life, while I'm getting fit and fine, while I'm traveling, while I'm doing business, while I'm doing all of that, making these moves, being the Harriet Tubman of Forex, while I'm doing all of that, I'm dealing with my own personal and private pain that people may not ever see unless I reveal it to them. So on tonight, I'm pulling the cover back. I'm taking the mask off and I'm allowing you to see all of me. So listen, this is what I know. For some of you, you won't be able to handle this part of me. You'll only be able to handle the part of me that's like, hey, it's your girl, Dr. V. What's going on, you guys? Let's get it. You'll only be able to handle that part, and that's okay, because I know where you are to be in my life. You're that person that's on the street, right? You're on the street, like looking in, right? Some of you will be able to deal with some of it, and so you'll be able to come in my yard, right? You'll be able to come in the yard. You'll be able to stand in the yard and holler at me. Some of you will be able to handle a little more, and you'll be able to come on the porch, right? You'll be able to be on the porch with me, right? You'll be able to be on the porch talking to me, but you can't handle all of that. Some of you may even get in the house, maybe get in the door. You're in the house, you're in the living room, we watching TV, we kicking it, and you can handle that part of it, right? But listen, everybody can't go into the place of the most private pain. Everybody can't go into the bedroom, the place of ultimate intimacy, and experience all that comes along with Dr. V. And this is what I know. This is what I know. I know this without a doubt, with all certainty. It's not for everybody to get in there. People can handle their measure, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I do also know is that it was imperative for me to share some of this with you so that you could just kind of understand that true strength, it's not the smile when everything is falling apart. True strength is being able to deal with the pain of the past, to lay it bare, and to truly allow yourself to heal. Someone said there's healing here, and there is. Listen, this is not for a pity party. That's not what this is. This is not what it is. I promise you it's not. This is healing. This is knowing that you're not alone. You're not the only one. This is being able to be vulnerable. This is allowing yourself to be human. This is letting other people get a glimpse, so that the next time they see you, the next time they see you moving and operating in the gifts that God has given you, they'll know this wasn't no game. This didn't come easy. This cost something. This cost something. I remember finally getting to the place where I had a conversation with my son's father. And because we had never had a conversation after he told me, whose is it? It's not mine, right? Okay. Okay, it's not yours. Well, this is what I'm getting ready to do. He's like, well, no, you can't do that. Why not? It ain't yours. So what do you have to say about it? Right? That's always been me, y'all. And I remember him saying to me, I've wondered what my life would have been like if you had that baby. And I thought to myself, this nigga still being selfish. He wondered what his life would have been like. What? Because I think you would have made me a better person. What? But I got it. I understood. I understood what he was saying. And he was probably right. But I'm grateful that my son has not had to endure some of the things that happen on this earth. I'm grateful for that. Um, and I'm grateful for a loving God who loves me unconditionally, who loves me without judgment, without condemnation, who loves me and who has created in me a clean heart and renewed within me a right spirit. You all, I don't care what you've done in your life. I don't care what you've gone through. When I tell you, God is a God of healing and restoration. He is. So, though I have two sons who did not survive, one as a result of my doing, and one because he came too early and I got pregnant too soon. Both are with God and together. And I am blessed to have four amazing sons and three incredible daughters and amazing grandchildren. So, in the midst of all that I've just talked about, I don't want you to get stuck in the sadness of the trauma. I want you to see the beauty of the restoration. And so tonight, I choose my purpose over the comfort of acting like nothing's going on, nothing's happening. It's a lot happening. Some of it you see, some of it I talk about, and some of it I don't. But it doesn't mean that it's not stuff going on behind the scenes, behind the lives. You know, there's stuff going on. And though I'm a warrior, and though I'm a soldier, and though I'm going to make things happen, I need y'all to understand I am a real person and I am human. And the beauty of my life is this, that it be laid bare for the cause of Christ. Now, listen, y'all, I remember thinking those words were just words in the Bible, right? Like, those are words in the Bible. But y'all, it's real. It's real. Like when I tell you that he lays my life out as a living sacrifice, he does. He does. And the beauty of it is he blesses me behind my obedience. This was huge. Even though I've talked about this before, I don't know, this was different. Like there's something that God is doing in my life. And I know there is because there's all this old stuff and old people that are coming up, right? And it's like he's healing these deep seated wounds, wounds that have caused roots of rejection, um, inadequacy, not being enough, all of that stuff. Like he's pulling it up. He's pulling it up. He's pulling it up. and laying it out for me to see and saying, look, I need you to know where this comes from. Okay? I need you to know where this comes from. This comes from right here. That was where it started. And then this added to it, and this added to it, and this added to it, and this added to it. And that's why you did this as a defense mechanism. Okay? Because, I've lived my life. I'll leave you before you leave me. Oh, you're not leaving me. What? No, we're not doing that. So I'll cut you off before you cut me off. Because see, at least then I control the cut, right? I control the, like, I did the cut, right? But y'all, it's some stuff that God is pulling up. And I'm grateful for it because he's pulling up the roots. And when the roots come up, then you can truly heal. Does that mean that around this time I won't feel funny or, I won't think about it? It doesn't necessarily mean that. But what it means is it'll feel different. It'll feel different. So whatever those things are in your life, those things that sometimes trigger, that sometimes pop up, know that they're tied to your purpose. Like all of this is tied to my purpose. There's a book that people keep asking me to write, and that's the book about my life. And that's the one book that I really honestly don't want to write. And the truth of the matter is, I don't want to write it because it's a lot. It's a lot that I haven't said. It's a lot I don't want to say. It's a lot to deal with. But that's the book that's really going to bring people true liberation. That one. That one. So, whatever it is in your life that you're dealing with, know this: God loves you unequivocally, and he's with you. He is with you. And I'm convinced that God has a sense of humor and he knows us so well that he knew that doctor needed to be fine so I could have some positivity in that memory. Okay, he was fine. I don't know who he was. I don't know what his name was, but my 17-year-old self was like, he is fine. How is he this fine, right? And then the other thing is that even when you're physically alone, you're never alone because God is with you. And he was with me. Yes, saints. He was with me in the abortion clinic when I was there all by myself. And as I laid on that table, he was with me, right? And this is the beauty of it. After everything was over, he had taken my baby to be with him in heaven. He was still with me. Never let anybody make you feel condemned so that you feel like you can't tell your story or what you experienced makes you a bad person. No. Mm-mm. No. Just was a part of your journey. God knew it would be a part of your journey. It didn't surprise him. Like it didn't surprise him about me. But he also knew that he was going to be able to use it for his glory. For this present suffering is nothing compared to the glory that yet lies ahead of us. I count it all joy that on the other side of everything that I've gone through, something that I may say or do or share may help someone else to get their breakthrough. Don't give up on you because God hasn't given up on you. You all, let's take the journey. Let's heal for real. from the root. From the root. I promise everything is better once you pull some things up from the root and know that God's got you. Have every confidence and every faith that God has me 150% because I am his favorite daughter. But guess what else is beautiful? You're his favorite daughter too, or his favorite son. He's got it like that. So, you guys, I just want to tell you, I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an absolutely amazing and incredible night. And remember, choose purpose over comfort. Comfort may feel good, but purpose gets you farther. You guys be blessed. Mwah.